Okay. Hi, everyone. Sorry for the delay of getting our meeting started today. Thank you for joining us for our March meeting. I'm going to pull up the agenda. We have a couple of things on the agenda. One item I forgot to include, but we're going to touch on the window project, our Chevy Chase Historic District designation letter. And then another item I wanted to maybe talk with the legacy people from the Task Force on Racism. Um, there was, maybe I can just start with that. I was at the another ANC meeting and they were talking about the DCPS budget. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but DCPS budget has been cut, and I think it's across all schools, a certain percentage. And the ANC was talking about writing a letter. I think Peter Lynch and Michael Zeldin was leading that. And I had asked that when they draft their letter, and I was just asking as a generic, like not a part of RASE, but just as a parent and as a parent who had a child in a DCPS school, not over here in Ward 3, that when they write the letter, that in the letter they're not basically explicitly saying fund Lafayette and the schools within our feeder pattern for here, but that they make it broad for all schools because in comparison to the school that my son went to that is in his current school over here, um, those schools don't have like the resources, so the budget cuts I felt were like very significant versus, over here, a lot of some things are, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Some things are supplemented through the parent organization when those other schools, nothing is really supplemented. So I was just asking if they could kind of be more broad about all DCPS schools. And Lisa mentioned that I may want to send some language from some of the recommendations that you all had when it was the task force on racism. I had looked at some of those recommendations, but I didn't see anything specific to send over. So I guess I just wanted to bounce off to the committee if you remember anything or anything specific from before I joined that we may want to send them. If not, I think I could just probably come up with a quick paragraph that I could just send them that's just overarching for all of DCPS from an equity standpoint. Any comments?
Do
I
you,
don't see
are
a
you
problem with it at
looking,
all. Go ahead.
What'd you
did,
say?
I don't know which one started first. I was just going to ask, the recommendations were in three different documents, one for housing, one for community, one for education. Did you look at the ones for education specifically?
I did. Um, Let me see. I still have them up. I did look at those, but I guess we could probably, I could reach out to you guys via email specifically about that. Carl, you wanted to say something?
Oh, well, just off Cal's point, it's nice to have that background, but time has passed since the task force, and we're our own thing now, appointed separate.
Okay.
So whatever is on our minds now, it seems to me, is legitimate to make us a basis for any commentary, in my humble opinion. So what you propose sounds fine to me.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So
Could
that's
you
that.
just clarify what you're proposing? You're not proposing that there are equitable cuts throughout the whole system, are you?
No, what I was proposing that whatever the ANC ask is that if they're asking that DCPS budget is remain flat versus being cut, that they ask that across all of DCPS versus just only versus only go fix and increase Lafayette Deal Jackson Reed pattern feeder pattern budget. So I'm asking versus just, I know this is, you know, versus them asking for more money for our feeder pattern schools, that they asked DCPS to try to increase the budget for all DCPS schools versus this area specifically.
They should focus on the other areas. I mean, the more needy areas.
Yeah, yeah, but I don't really foresee them saying just focus on the needy areas, because then, us parents here are be like, our children. So that's why I was just saying all of DCPS versus specific areas.
This is called political news. I support this. Sounds great to me.
If we're shooting for equity, we have to raise the lowest, and
Yeah.
the lowest opportunity schools up, and not
Yeah.
deal with the Lafayettes of the world. But I understand how parents feel.
Yeah.
But you raise a good point. So I think whatever I'm gonna come with drafting something, and if they accept it, they accept it or not. But maybe I can draft something that says that in their ANC letter that they are asking DCPS to increase all DCPS funding, and if that is not attainable, that they focus on the areas that has the most need and is not equitable compared to other DCPS schools.
Right.
So
They don't have the parent resources or the other community resources.
correct. So I'll
That would be
draft
great.
that. Okay, I'll draft that. And then we got 30 more minutes since we started late. But Carl, you just want to give us a quick update on the window project? I attended the last ANC. I don't know if everyone else had an opportunity.
Yeah. So what where to start? I guess the bottom line is that one thing that we had to do in order to move the project along to help us find a vendor that would make available some window space is to get some sort of signal from the ANC that the ANC is behind this. So I've been working, Renee and I, and by the way, Renee is having eye operations right now, so she's been kind of out of the loop for a while, in case you were wondering. But she and I, approached Zach Ferguson to see whether we can get some kind of statement. He worked on it. He got it on the agenda at the last ANC meeting. By a 7-0 vote, the ANC took the project on board. We will have to come back, of course, with a budget and text, and the actual product to have a discussion with them to get the final approval along with money. But there's a good chance that we can fund the entire project from the ANC this way. And we also already have a statement of the ANC that they're behind the project, and that should help us get a window. So that's in essence. If you want to, if we have more time and you want to share a screen, I have a bunch of new slides I can show you about why the windows we have in mind are important and what's been happening with regard to development of text.
Okay.
Is anybody interested in that? If not, we don't have to talk about it.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. You on mute, Ron.
I am.
I'd love to see it.
I'd like to see
Okay.
it.
Okay,
So
can you
you
share?
guys put me on the spot. So now I have to figure out how to share the screen with you. Oh, here you
Down
go.
at the bottom, yeah.
Multiple. There we go. So maybe you can share your screen now.
Okay. I'll have to just find it. Where?
I think you have to identify Carl, don't you?
No, I'm good.
Okay, good.
Everybody see that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so the question is, where do we want this? And there are not very many good possibilities, right? So I went up and down the avenue and took a picture of all the windows in our segment of Chevy Chase, and here's what we found out. So there's the start. There's the Alpha and Omega right there, right?
Yeah.
And here's everything else in comparison up and
Yeah.
down the avenue.
For some reason, I can't see this. There it is.
Okay, so I think that makes the point that what we really want is the CVS pharmacy. They have the best windows in town.
Yeah, and they're right by a bus stop.
And if we did a 4-panel presentation, I superimposed some white fields across what 4 panels would look like. And if you see that cameo to the right there, that's a picture of somebody walking by. The 3 and the 3 and the 2 pictures line up. So that's the lower panel is what's visible at eye level from a pedestrian walking past there on the Connecticut Avenue side. You see that?
Yep.
Yeah.
So if we have 4 panels, that's probably where the 4 panels would go if we did it that way. Another possibility would put them up on top,
Mm,
although that would have everybody having to look up.
yeah.
Another possibility is this, have 2 on top and 2 on the bottom. And there's another possibility. So, I mean, our designer, when we turn this over to someone actually to do the layout and design, when all the
Uh-huh.
preliminary work is done, they'll give us some kind of estimation. And then of course, if CVS agrees that they're going to do this, they'll want to have some role in the decision about which panels or which windows that they use, right? So
Right.
that's kind of where we are with that phase of it. The other thing that I wanted to bring your attention, just go back to the concept. I'm not going to rehearse everything that's here because you know about it already. What I wanted to bring to your attention is the overall framing. We have to be on the same page here. And what I'm suggesting is that since this is toward the end of this year, it puts us in the run-up to the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. So it seems to me that we could use our local history as an example of the arc of American history from the point of view of the tension that exists between our founding document, the Declaration, and what is in the preamble of the Constitution, that is, in order to form a more perfect union, right? Well, what does it mean to form a more perfect union when that same article, when that same Constitution in Article 1 says there's slavery, right? So there's an obvious tension between our founding documents, between 1 and 2, Declaration and the Constitution. And so this creates a field for our entire history of how we aspire to create a more perfect union. And so the idea is to cast our local history, the Black Broad Branch history, in terms of that tension. Follow me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's, I just wanted to make you aware that that's where we're heading with that. And the other aspect is that this has consequences for us today. This is where our putting a panel up on public or vendor's property may get a little dicey because we may have to deal with some of the questions that are animating the neighborhood at the moment. So what does it mean to make a more perfect union when you're sitting in Chevy Chase in 2024? Right?
Yeah. Um, so I I guess when you say the concept, are these like kind of the mirrors for the windows? Or I mean, like,
This is the concept that guides everything that goes in the images and text.
okay, so we're gonna talk about
This is
the
what this
deck.
is about.
So we're going from like the founding of the union, then the 3/5, 3/5, and then we're going to like the broad branches. Am I following
Yeah, so the broad branch story becomes intelligible as a retelling of American history from the point of view of this basic tension in American history.
it? Okay. Okay.
That's the idea. So we want this to have shelf life, right? The idea is that this is going to be up there. It's going to presage or a whole discussion of, what it means to celebrate the 250th anniversary of this country. If we do that locally, what does that mean?
And what does that mean?
Well, then you get into the text, right? And if you, here's what I've been working on. So a text for the first panel, for instance. This is just a draft, first draft. But these are some of the things that I've been thinking about as far as then actualizing or translating the concept into text to be supported by images, of course.
You're gonna have all this text on a panel?
Yeah.
So
I
are
think-
we so are the panels to celebrate 250 years of America?
250 years of the Declaration of Independence. So yeah, it's about what our country means.
And how does this tie in with race? Because when I think of like, I don't, I'm still, I'm a little slow at connecting the dots when it comes to like history
Okay.
and stuff. So help me connect the dots,
Right.
because
Have you taken this in yet? This text that I've got up here?
yep.
Okay, so let me go further. Panel 2. We talk about the uniqueness of DC as a setting for local action.
you didn't change the big picture. I didn't see it.
What big picture?
Yeah, I'm still looking at this concept
Two.
2 slide. I don't know about everybody else.
Yeah, me too.
Oh,
Yep.
okay, hold on a second. I've got to stop share and then screen share again. Sorry about that.
It wasn't advancing when you were changing slides.
Okay, do you see this new text now?
Yeah.
Panel 1,
Yeah.
panel
Yeah.
1.
Right, okay.
Okay, so I see panel 1,
All right,
who we are. Exclusionary history.
Mhm.
So we're gonna expect people to,
To stop.
okay.
yeah, just like on Wisconsin Avenue, same idea. They
Okay.
have a lot of text.
Okay.
Well,
Oh, wait. Go back
hold
up.
on.
Okay, stop.
The fact that they have a lot of text doesn't mean it was a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, I saw the panel on Wisconsin Avenue from across the street when I went to the FedEx store, and the images are powerful. I didn't read any text, but
Yeah,
that
well,
was
it's an invitation, but it's an invitation to go over and read the text, right?
right.
The
I knew
fact that
what,
the text is
yeah.
up there probably makes a difference. And you might, if you were strolling by on the same side, you might actually read the text.
Mm-hmm. But don't you think it should be something like at the art museums where they have off to the side a description of the piece, but it's.
This is just I'm just showing you the text. I'm not showing you the images. You want to see the
Okay.
images? I have to go back to the
Oh, it's okay.
to the PowerPoint.
Oh,
This
no.
nothing to do with the images. It's
So
going to be completely full of images.
Okay.
okay.
I just might share something about the text right now.
Okay.
I don't think actually, you know what? I don't think we're ready to talk about this.
Oh, well,
Well, now you can't do that now.
No, but I'll tell you, from my experience, Carl, I think that if you get a graphic designer involved,
We do have
Uh,
a graphic designer
yeah.
involved, Ron. I'm just sharing with you what I'm going to give to the graphic designer
So it's not
Well-
going to be all the text.
and the images.
Oh,
Can't show you the text and the images at the same time. I don't have them co-located. I'm not a
okay.
designer.
No. I don't get me wrong. I understand, but the suggestion I was going to make is that even if you have all of this text up on a board, it can be the essence can like the topic sentence in each of these paragraphs can be bolded, highlighted, made bigger.
Of course.
All those.
This
all
is
those
for
sort
this
of
is for
things.
format and design. I'm not talking about format and design now. I'm
Yeah.
talking about content.
Okay.
So may I be of
Are
assistance
we
here?
on the same page? That's why I don't think we're ready to talk about this yet. I'm
Right.
sorry, I got into too much detail too fast. I was so excited about working on this project that I shared it prematurely with you, and you're not ready for it yet.
And the idea is you're not showing us the presentation or the format, you're showing us just the content only.
I'm
And
showing
how it
content
actually gets
only, which a
presented.
designer and a layout person will then, take and put together and do their art, do what they do. That's not what I do. That's what they do.
So Carl, I don't want you to
That's what
feel like you've
that's what
been
we're
a,
paying for, by the way. That's where the cost comes in.
yeah,
All of
so,
this is free except for the design and production.
Gotcha.
so Carl, I don't want you to think like we're attacking you or it
No,
wasn't premature,
not at
but I
all. But
think
I
for
just
me,
realized that it was premature to show this right now.
so I'm gonna be transparent. For me, this was helpful because I have seen those images on Wisconsin and I keep driving by. I have not gotten out to see them. So it's helpful for me to kind of understand because when we talk about the founding of, 250 years, I'm like, And now that I see this, how you have it going through the how I see this first part, I'm like, oh, okay. I get it now because I'm like 250 declaration, how that helps me. But I got it. I got it. We're all good.
Yeah,
So I
this
think,
is just about the steps that it takes in a project like this to
yeah,
make a sign.
yeah. And then I see how we're now getting down Washington County. I'm following. So it was helpful for me. And then whenever you work with the graphic designer and you merge the pictures and stuff, I think that'll be great. So just being cognizant of time. The next thing on the agenda is
Well,
our,
before you go, I have one quick clarifying question because I've heard this project referred to by different people as the window project and the Windows plural project. What's the actual working title of this? So we
Well,
use the same
it'll
term.
be in more than one window, so it'd probably be the Windows project plural, right?
yes, and unfortunately in the agenda I had it singular, but I think we all knew what I was talking about.
Okay, plural. Okay, just want to get us all on the same page. Thanks.
Yes, yes, yes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to bore everybody and drop you into the details of this, but I was excited about working on it, and I thought you might share the excitement. But
I'm
We are
excited.
excited.
it's
We're
just
I am
excited.
excited.
Gonna be
I am
great.
We're
excited.
excited.
I'm excited. I
We
haven't
are
seen the one on Wisconsin Avenue, even though I've walked by it a half a dozen times. I never remember that it's there.
well, here's the thing about Wisconsin Avenue. It doesn't get that much foot traffic. What we've got over Wisconsin Avenue is tremendous amount of people. There are more people walking past that particular spot than probably any other place in our neighborhood.
wait
So
till the Trader Joe's open.
the chances of people looking at it are probably greater.
Yeah.
But the Trader Joe's is going to be at the main intersection. It's not going to be down there where the Windows thing is it?
You might be walking from that way to
Okay.
walk to the Trader Joe's. So we got
Carl,
14.
Carl, a question. The four panels that you're showing,
Yeah.
Where does the four come from? Is that a budget consideration or what?
No, it's just it derives entirely from the concept. So
Okay, so if CVS agreed to the windows, there's the possibility, again, after you start paying for a graphic designer, of
Right.
maybe having a big image on the upper parts and have the smaller, more content laden boards at eye level.
Yeah, I mean that's something that the advice and expertise of a designer will tell us.
Yeah, good. Okay.
And then can I ask one last question? When do we plan on going to CVS to see if they're gonna agree or disagree?
Well, right now we have the ANC.
Main Street.
Right now we have the ANC writing a letter, which has
Oh,
not
okay.
landed in my inbox. As soon as I get that letter, I turn it over to Rachel.
Okay.
And Rachel then gets in touch with the manager at CVS. She tells me that the manager at CVS is only a conduit to a higher manager that actually has the authority to do this.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
who,
you.
Rachel?
Chevy
Great.
Chase Main Street.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Okay.
Lots of work.
Um,
Nice work, Carl.
thank you, Carl.
So, sorry, I dove into it too much.
That's okay. That's okay. So with 12 minutes, the last thing I think we should talk about, and I think we should kind of plan on everyone at least reviewing the document that Marie started for us. I'll send out an email to everyone to see if we can get everyone to agree to this, but at least go through it, review it, make any other edits that you want to make to it by, is the 23rd too long Saturday or the 24th? I looked at it at one point, but afterwards I'm doing taxes, so I haven't really dedicated time to it, but I'm gonna wrap up my last couple and then I wanna kind of fill in the blanks where I can fill in the blanks. So what do you guys think about that?
For us to have a feedback by the 23rd?
Yeah, I think the goal and what Maurice envisioned is him kind of just like starting the document for us, and then people go through and fill in and add whatever they think should be added to it. So I'm wondering if we could get, oh, I know Libby comes back. Yeah, maybe how about the 26th? I don't know, a week.
Yeah, that's better.
I know what Ron had said he was in it today. And so yeah, maybe I'll just send out a note to everyone to kind of just go through the document by the 26th, fill in what they can fill in, and then um we just kind of wrap it up. I don't know, I know Maurice don't want to take ownership. Well, never mind, nothing. Any other comments on that?
I'll just weigh in and say that I have to be pretty silent on this because my organization is working on something very similar that we hope to have decided on the 28th. So
Okay,
I
girl.
mean, I've already made input into the when we had our
First one. Okay.
conceptual meeting about it.
Okay. Ron, Maria, or Cal, any other comments?
No, I was in the doc, you noticed, I was in the document today. Unless I think people object to any of the points being made or have other points to make, I think it's almost there, and everybody
Okay.
could have like 3 or 4 days to comment, and then hand it over to Maurice and somebody else to massage into a final document. I would just, yeah, that's where I think it's at.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
So
I kind of agree with Ron. I saw some comments from Cal that we should probably look at, but other than that, I think looks good.
okay,
Yeah,
Cal,
I made a couple of edits which I think added some points that also sort of answered Cal's comment at the same time, because Cal's comments were very good, and I basically added what I would do to accommodate his comments. That was sort of the main thing.
okay. So the note I'm writing out is to, send something out to everyone, have them review, provide comments by March 26th. Then we can determine who the point person is to end the wrap up of it, or not end wrap up, but to finalize it. And just
Hey,
being,
I would add, Corinthia, let me interrupt for a minute, because
yeah.
the great news that I'm sure you all will make you all very excited is my daughter and my new granddaughter are moving down from New York and to DC, which is great. I'm sure you're all very happy about
Yay.
that.
Oh,
But she bought a house today
Wow.
Yay. In the
Oh, wow.
neighborhood?
in the neighborhood,
Wow.
Yay.
and we went to closing today,
Uh-huh.
and the deed for the house says that you cannot have
Oh,
a
wow.
accessory dwelling unit or anything other than a single family house.
Uh-huh.
And it says you cannot that no one who is a Negro or of Negro blood, otherwise known as a colored person, that's a quote,
oh,
is
Wow.
allowed to live in the house.
Yeah.
So
oh my.
this, I know that it's all unenforceable, but the fact is these things are still hanging around.
Yes.
Are you
Yeah.
saying that's on a new deed?
Well, new
They
deed is
just recycle them, right?
deeds just get sort of added on to over
Wow.
time, and unless somebody acts affirmatively to change them, which is a not simple process,
All you have to
then
do is all you have to do is scratch those lines and initial it. That's what my father did when he bought this
oh
house
yeah, okay,
61 years ago.
well,
Well,
anyway,
congratulations to
that's
your
my
family.
contribution.
Mm.
That's a story that should be in the paper.
It'll be on our panels. That's one of the images.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
right,
There you go.
Carl.
I've got it. I'll send it to you.
For at
No,
a
I've got the
2024
view from my
closing.
house.
Actually, it works really well because she also bought the house she bought is a bungalow that's been extended and changed in a way that HBRB would never have approved.
Where
Oh, I'm gonna
where is it? We have a bungalow.